Yesterday we had yet another Pokemon revealed for Sun and Moon, and this one might just be a game changer. Salandit is a fire and poison type that can inflict the poison status on any type in the game, including steel and poison types because of its ability which is called corrosion. Fire and poison absolutely destroys fairies. Not only is it a 4x resist, but also it gives Salandit super effective poison type stab moves on opposing fairy types, which is going to make it pretty much the perfect fairy type counter. Also, corrosion is an incredibly overpowered ability. Steel and fairy types used to have an advantage over poison types because of that extra steel typing, but with corrosion that's not entirely the case anymore. Toxic poison on steel types especially is going to be really helpful and makes Salandit the perfect stall breaker. Let me also go ahead and read you all a few facts about Salandit. Salandit emits toxic gas together with flames from the base of its tail. This poisonous gas has a sweet smell, and anyone who unknowingly breathes it in will become dizzy. Salandit is not a very powerful Pokemon, but its cunning nature allows it to battle fiercely by throwing its opponents off balance. The fact that Salandit is described as not a very powerful Pokemon makes me think its stats aren't going to be the best, and its evolved form stats are also probably not going to be that great, but I do hope they're at least decent enough to take advantage of this great typing and awesome ability. Speaking of evolution, I'm expecting this thing to only evolve once, so this evolution line is going to have 2 total stages, and I think it's probably going to retain its typing when it evolves. I'm thinking the evolution of Salandit is going to be a giant salamander, or maybe a winged salamander that somewhat resembles a dragon. Of course, without the dragon typing. By the way, I'm also a pretty big fan of this thing's design, and that might not be popular opinion, but I personally think a poison salamander is a really interesting idea, and just overall, the concept and design, and also the ability, makes this thing one of the more unique Pokemon that we've ever seen in all Pokemon games. To end off this video, I'd like to give some stat predictions for this Pokemon's final evolution, whether this is actually its final form or if it has another one after this. As always, take my predictions with a big grain of salt, because the chances of me actually being right on the money are pretty much nothing, so if anything, the important thing here is the general idea. Here's what I think Salandit's stats are going to look like in its final evolution. It looks pretty fast, so I was thinking around base 100 speed, but Salandit also looks very frail, so I chose to give it very low defenses of 70, 70, 70. I do think it will have pretty good special attack though, and somewhat decent physical attack, so I gave it 100 base special attack and 80 base physical attack. That gives Salandit a base stat total of 490. I think this is consistent with the statement on the Pokemon Sun and Moon website that this thing is not going to be that powerful. Well, alright folks, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I just wanted to bring you all a quick analysis and some stat predictions on Salandit because it is a very interesting Pokemon, and I am expecting it to do some interesting things in the next generation. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave me a like down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also comment below with your thoughts on Salandit. Otherwise, I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.